Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 28 of our Coordinator Climb series here on Football Coach College Dynasty. Last we left off earlier this week, we went through the transfer portal, got every single transfer player we targeted, went through the spring and summer months, got our recruiting situated, and currently are staring down the barrel of the toughest schedule in the country. I'm sure it's fine. Last season, we did well enough to make the playoff despite losing a heartbreaking, tragic game to Alabama. We finished ranked 13th. At the moment, as we sit right now, we are obviously unranked. Not only are we unranked, you have to scroll a little bit to 36 to find our current position. So the AP voters clearly do not think we are up to snuff. And I don't really blame them. One thing we talked about last episode, as I was going through my depth chart, is that we don't have great depth. I think we're a pretty top heavy team. We have multiple 90 overall wide receivers, multiple 90 overall defensive linemen, 95 overall corner, mid 80s linebackers. But there are some positions where objectively we're the worst in the SEC. First of all, our quarterback, Alex Palmer, who, to his credit, did very well last year, but didn't quite have the off-season gain we had hoped for. His arm strength went up by 3, accuracy by 2, and IQ also by 2, which made his overall go from a 73 to a 76. Not quite the rise we were hoping for. His potential also decreased to a B plus. That is of note. And so a little worried about that aspect. But going into this season, I like our team. However, if you look in the SEC in terms of talent, we have the least talented offense and defense in our division, and only Texas, Mississippi State have a worse offense, and only Texas has a worse defense. So that's not the easiest pill to swallow, especially since we made the playoff last season. So my hope for this year is very simple. Bowl game, win said bowl game. That'd be nice. So you know the team. We talked about it a bit. I did a little bit of recruiting off stream just to get things organized a bit better. And so I'll cover that after this week 1 game. Really quick, though, in terms of player promises, we have 6 players that I've promised various things to, the majority of which are snaps. Backup running back Felipe Brinkley was promised 30%. Contributing linebackers Elijah Odd, Miles Byron, 40%. Same with defensive lineman Zachary Case. Roy Cobb is promised 25 targets. He's like my wide receiver 5. He'll get that easily. And then finally, Adrian Carrera to make an All American team. He made All SEC last year. So my hope is he might have a shot at All American. We'll see. In terms of donor goals, the 2 silver and bronze guys continue their mission to see us beat Tennessee. And they're offering a total of $6.75 million to do so. The 2 golds, one wants me to win 2 games in a row. Should be pretty easy, as does the diamond donor. And then finally, the gold donor for $4.5 million if we beat either Bama, Georgia, or Texas A&M. So that's currently where things stand in terms of player promises and donor goals. The athletic director wants me to win 5 games. If we don't do that, I'll be stunned. We do have some pretty winnable games. We've scheduled Memphis and Boston College as out of conference opponents. However, it should be noted Boston College, they're up to a prestige of 6. They start as a 4. So they've had a pretty decent save for themselves thus far. But I anticipate we'll beat them and Memphis. Mizzou, South Carolina, Arkansas, those are SE teams we should beat. Everything else is going to be a fight. And first team up on that fight is James Madison, who last year won their conference, made it all the way to the playoff semifinal before losing. And they're led by a QB who I'm going to be honest would be really fun to have. He's a 79 overall redshirt sophomore, A plus potential. We like that. 85 arm strength, 91 accuracy. Only a 74 IQ, but with my quarterback, can I really judge anyone for that? So he was the backup last year, only threw 7 passes, completed 5 of which 2 of them were touchdowns. So we'll see what we get up to here. Our focus for the practice, we're just going to try to limit their downfield passing in the game and hopefully not get destroyed by this JMU team. They're favored by 5. We are on the road. They have no recruits visiting. We have never played JMU. So, without further ado, let's get this season underway. Year 5 at Vandy. Expectations are relatively low. So let's see what we got. JMU elects to receive the Fools. Do they not know I will blitz them into oblivion? Uh-oh. They knew. They figured us out. I think this year we're going to run a lot more zone than we did last season because we have actual zone corners in our rotation, whereas last year was really man heavy. I'm not too afraid of the QB running. Incomplete JMU punts. Look at that. No damage. We're all okay. Let's throw it deep to start. Send it. 12-yard pass. I'll take it. I'll take what I can get. DeAndre Shorter is our #1 running back this season. Palmer has already gotten sacked, and an incompletion means we punt. And an interception. Adrian Carrera picks off the go route. That'll do. That'll help his All-American case. I really hope he gets that. It would be nice. Really? 1-yard scramble? And then a pass deflection. There we go. 14-yard completion to Gregory. 13 yards to Gavin. 11-yard scramble. And Brian Eccles is stopped. Let's try hitches. It kind of worked. We got to the 2. I'm going to run it once. 1-yard rush. I mean, I'm going for it. 4th and goal at the 1. QB sneak. And there we go. Palmer runs in for a touchdown. We're on the board. Let the record show. At one point, we had the lead. Well, they blew up our blitzes there. Yeah. All right. Quick touchdown response from JMU. The blitzing did not work. There we go. Robertson gets me 9. I am not doing 4 verts on 2nd and 6. Scramble for a 0-yard gain. Can we just call that a sack? Incompletion. The punt. There we go. Ben Schuler with the sack, the senior. But they convert. on 3rd and 9 anyway. There we go. Elijah on tackle for a loss. And they convert on 3rd down again. We're 2 of 5. They're 2 of 4. I'm not doing engage 8. I will do a gap press. There we go. Tackle for a loss on 3rd down. They do get a field goal out of it, but I'm okay with that. Thinking now the plan of attack. We're going to throw it deep or scramble for 7. I suppose that works too. There we go. 10-yard run from Shorter. I'm going to throw up tempo on. Now that we are in JMU territory. There we go. 9-yard completion. We're moving. I'm going to switch to normal. Third and goal at the 7. Deeper pass was not the button I wanted to click there. No, but medium is nerfed. Let's try curl flat. Did not work. All right. We'll kick a field goal to tie it. Now they have 50 seconds and all timeouts. 3rd and 6. All right, they punt, and then we're just going to run out the half. Very good. All right. Overall, not bad. They're averaging less than a yard of rushing, but how much of that is sacks? Yeah, a decent amount. We haven't even been able to run the ball that much, which is a little disconcerting. Incompletion on 1st and 10. Sure. There we go. Roy Cobb, 20 yards. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And we convert the 3rd and 11 to Gavin Butler. Oh, sacked. I knew things were going too well. And he's sacked again. Good God. And he's sacked a 3rd time. Guys. Sacked on back-to-back-to-back plays. Ben Schuler gets a sack of his own. I have never seen that play where the bubble screen goes both directions. That's kind of crazy. And they convert on 3rd and 9. Of course they do. And when I said I'd run more zone, I feel like I shouldn't. 3rd and 2, we're going to blitz. And they get the conversion and run it in for a touchdown. But Gregory Perek returns the kickoff 102 yards to the house. Thank you, sir. Extra point is good. Tie game once again. They're going for it on 4th and 2. I'm just going to send the house. And they don't get it. Ben Schuler with the stop. Very good, lads. All right. 4th quarter begins, and we are in the driver's seat. Let's see if we can run the ball a bunch. Burn some clock. Oh. 3rd and 7. Middle slant. Hey, it worked. Palmer scrambles for a 1st down. And the cross flood not really working there. 3rd and 4. I am going to run it. And if I get 2 or more yards, I'm going for it. All right, I'm going for it. 4th and 1. QB sneak. And we get it. Palmer gets the 1st. Very good. 2nd and goal at the 1. Halfback dive, and Shorter runs it in for a touchdown. That drive took nearly 8 minutes off the clock. Very good. Now we just need our defense to get a stop. Third and 9. Incomplete. JMU punts. Okay. We're looking good now. Oh, Brian Eccles got destroyed, but Gregory, 21 yards. They did engage 8. Fair enough. Let's run the ball a bit here. 3rd and 2, I'm going to run it. And Brian Eccles gets the conversion. I mean, I'm just going to keep running the ball. 3rd and 7, you say. Middle slant. Incomplete. All right, punt. Okay, they have to do a 2-minute warning. They got 2-minute drill, I should say. They got 1 timeout, and they get 16 yards immediately. Come on, guys. Let's blitz. That didn't work. Wow, they just walked down the field against this defense. I'm a little scared. Not to disrespect JMU's offense, but if JMU is getting down the field this easy, the SEC teams might eat us alive. Was it 3rd and 7? Where is my Robert Press? All right, incomplete. 4th and 7. And it's incomplete. That is your ball game. I'm just going to run the ball once. And there you go. Oh, wait, hold on. Guess I need to run one more play somehow. And Shorter got blown up. Fair enough. All right. That'll do. We upset JMU, win 24-17. I think I'm pretty happy with my offense. However, yeah, our running game did not do great. That drive where I need to find the drive where we got sacked. Was it this one? Yeah. We get 1st and 10 at JMU's 35, and then 4-yard sack, 7-yard sack, 6-yard sack. Like at that point, I thought we were in trouble because then they had their 86-yard drive, scored the touchdown. But then kickoff return for a touchdown. That's huge. Well done to Gregory. That'll play. Pretty good going, all things considered. All right. It's a pretty big win to open the season. That'll do. The fact that JMU only has a 4 home field advantage, that feels a bit low. Like they're kings of the Sun Belt. You're in the playoff every year. Uh-oh. Diego Pierce is hurt. Well, that's kind of a problem because D-line is our weakest position. Oh, boy. Do I rip the red shirt off of true freshman Raymond Veal? Honestly, kind of tempted. How long's the injury for? 3 weeks? Now, I think I'll just move. I'll just drop Pierce out of the starting ranks and move Rice and just up. But man, our D line looks shaky. All right, but hey, we get the win. That'll do. That'll do nicely. Or Tennessee. All right. And we only move it up to 30 in the rankings. No one respects us. All right. So looking at recruiting, it's a very bad class in some of the positions we need. It's a terrible D line class. And we don't need a QB. We don't need a tight end. We don't need a kicker. So there are just some positions where, like, we have no options available. I have decided to try to go for Desmond Newkirk. Last episode, I took him off the target list, but I checked back in, and it looks like Mizzou just doesn't really care about him. So, I mean, if I have the opportunity to take an A minus D lineman, mine as well. All right, let's schedule some visits though. Jalen Harmon. Am I playing Georgia at home? Nope. So in that case, let's add him to the A&M group to try to get more offensive players there. Casey Williamson. Alabama is on his list, but I don't really want to bank on beating them. So I'm going to add him to the Florida group. Jeremy Roy, I will also add to Florida. Newkirk. I could have scheduled him for literally this week against Mizzou, but it's okay. Yeah, let's start filling out that A&M game. All right. So if you watched last episode, you know some of these recruits already, but we're only really going by recruiting rating. We're going for a couple 5 stars, but they're both JUCO players. And then a good, healthy mix of 4 stars, not particularly going for too many 3 stars. I think I've accepted this is going to be a light recruiting class, which is fine. Because if you look at the pie chart, I mean, we have 19 seniors, then 19 juniors. We have a 32-man big freshman class. So I'm okay with keeping this year's freshman class a little bit light. I'm okay with that. However, we're not ahead on many of them. Like, we're only ahead on 11 guys. So this does run the risk of, like, if we don't get, let's say, 7 of the guys on this list, then we're in deep trouble. So I will certainly need to comb the list again to see if there's any players that might want to come dance with us. I'm trying to avoid 2 stars and 1 stars as much as I can. So let's just do this by interest really quick. I do not need a kicker. I'm 2,000 points behind on you. So maybe not. Liam Warner. I don't think he's going to be great athletically. He's got okay tackling, good pursuit, but not much else going for him. I'm already looking at 3 other linebackers. I think I'll pass on that. All right. Let's pause on that recruiting for now. All right. So we beat JMU, which is nice because what I said when I was setting up this schedule is that by the time we went up against Tennessee, I wanted to be 4-1 because Mizzou, Memphis, Arkansas, those are games we should win. South Carolina, JMU will be a bit of a fight. It's my rationale. So far, so good. All right. Let us then go into this game against Mizzou. Who'd they beat week 1? North Texas. I'm jealous of their SEC schedule because they get Texas, who suck. They get Mississippi State, who sucks. They get us. No. All right. It's a pick 'em game, and we're at home, which means on a neutral, they would be favored. And they beat us the only ever time we played them, 29-7. So we'll see how this goes. Mizzou calls heads. It is tails. We will defer, as is our wont. They're lining up in the shotgun to open. Fair enough. 5 wide, and they get 5 yards. They convert the 3rd and 4, but a sack by Nicholas Durham sends them back. And they love lining up and empty. But they punt all the same. I would like to get out of the shadow of my own end zone, please. Duh. Now, if I go for it and don't get it here, I'm gifting them a touchdown. However, I'm a bold man. QB sneak. We get it. We're okay. Oh, that was an insane decision. Someone should probably talk me out of those in the future. But Aiden Page gets me 10. Very good. See if we can run the ball a bit here. And this, folks, is why you go for it on 4th and 1 at your own 16. Look at all you can accomplish as Felipe Brinkley loses 3, but Roy Cobb gets me 20. Look at us. Let's try the bubble screen. That's what I get. We lose 3, but Christian Vaughn, the tight end, 14-yard touchdown reception. That was a 17-play, 90-yard, 11-minute drive. That is why you go for it on 4th and 1. However, had that blown up, I probably would have gotten booed. But hey, the fans are hyped now because now they know I will go for it on 4th and 1, no matter the reason. Oh, Palmer's picked. They pick him off. A defensive lineman picks him off. You're killing me, Alex. And they get a touchdown off of it. All right. Tie ball game. That time the slants work. Very good. 3rd and 3, I'm going to run it. DeAndre gets me the first, and Palmer is picked again. This man threw 4 interceptions all of last season. He has thrown 2 today. Good news is we hold Mizzou to a field goal. Bad news is suddenly our young, shining QB is going off the rails. There we go. Conversion there. Christian Vaughn once again. 50-yard touchdown reception over the middle. Folks, all of last season, he had 6 yards. He now has like 70 on the season and a pair of touchdowns. That'll do. As Mizzou is walking down the field, we are unable to stop them with the zone. And they get a touchdown. That was depressing to watch. I mean, I'm going to try to get in field goal range here. We might as well. Okay, we're getting there. There we go. There we go. 44-yarder, and it's good. That was That was a very impressive drive. 6 plays, 48 yards, all in 30 seconds. Very good from the offense. All right. We're all tied up at halftime. I think the way the first half went, we should expect to win this game because they've gotten 10 points off of turnovers. And our offense, when we don't turn the ball over, is looking pretty good as we get the third down conversion there. Palmer is sacked. That stings. 3rd and 8. Let's let it fly. Sacked again. All right. Nothing doing there. And a pick six, Justin Ellis. 26 yards to the house. We have the lead. Samuel Baird with a sack. Yeah, they're tearing the zone apart right now. Let's blitz. Didn't work. There we go. They're an empty. All right. Benjamin Gist gets the tackle for a loss. They have to settle for a field goal. That could be the difference in this game. 3rd and 2. We're going to run it. DeAndre gets me the first. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to run it on 3rd and 5. I really hope to get more than 1 yard there. I'm going to be honest. There's no way Felipe is my designated fullback. No, it's set to auto. Yeah, it really should be shorter. Short yardage back, 3rd down, I don't particularly care about. But for fullback, it should not be Brinkley. All right, we're going to go for it on 4th and 4. We're going to do hitches. And it works. Marcos Robertson gets me 8. Let's keep moving. I always struggle with where the screen is situated there as they do engage 8. I'm scared. There we go. We get the conversion. 1st and goal to 6. I'm just going to keep running. Never mind. I say that and they stop Felipe dead in his tracks. But a touchdown to Aiden Page off the slant. Extra point is good. All right, we're up by 11, and Braden Almanza, the backup safety, gets the interception. That'll do. Their IPO bubble screen failed miserably, but Mauricio McMillan gets me 11. We're in business. And Brinkley runs it in for a touchdown. All right, that should do it for this game, barring a defensive collapse. Cool. They force a punt. And backups are now in on offense. So Talon Finley is going to get some run, which I think will be good because, Finley is a pretty good QB in his own right. Bubble screen kind of works. They're calling timeouts, which I kind of respect, but also, why? Oh, no, we got sacked. All right, fair enough. All right, we beat Mizzou 38-20. Really good game. The 2 turnovers are hideous. We had 15 third downs. Oh, brother. Man alive. Palmer, 26-32. He did have 3 touchdowns. Also had 2 picks. A little shaky. Pretty good day from the running backs. Christian Vaughn had the game of his life. Even Joe Richardson got involved. What a time. Multiple interceptions also by the defense. Really, really good. All right. Well, good news, we're 2-0. Even better news, We just secured two donor goals because they want us to win two games in a row. We have done that. Easy success. Thank you. Thank you. Do you think if I ignore what's on my screen right now, it'll just go away? Do you think that's how that works? If I just like ignore it, never acknowledge it? So DeAndre Shorter is now out for 7 weeks. That's a problem. That's a very big problem. Because he was without question our best running back this year, and now he is done for half of our season. And I only have four other running backs, one of whom is redshirting in McNeil, and I'm not ripping that red shirt off. Like he has 67 speed and 71 ball security. He's never seeing the field. So now the question becomes, I think I have to drop down to two running backs. I think it's Eccles and Brinkley the rest of the way. And so I think, yeah, short yardage back, third down back. I want all that to be Eccles. Because while he doesn't have the strength that Brinkley does, he's quicker, much better ball security, better ball carrier vision. I think Eccles is about to become a buddy. When you transferred in, you didn't think you'd be a starter, or the starter, I should say. But here we are. Oh boy. That will help Brinkley get his 30% of snaps, if there's any silver lining in this. Elijah On is playing in 67% of snaps. I don't think I want him to be playing in that many. I'm going to flip him and Schuler. We'll see what happens with that. But hey, two donor goals already done, and we're in week 2. Look at us. We're also still not ranked. We're literally 26. Look at this. In my division. Reconnection successful. Thank you, OBS. All right, let's look at recruiting really quick. Anyone else will schedule? Yes. Roman Hardy would like to schedule. He's an O lineman. Let's add him to the A&M group. Uh, Abel Brady. I mean, I don't really care about, so I'll add him to A&M. Anybody else? Nobody else. Uh-oh, Mizzou started caring. They offered New Kick a scholarship. Duh! And they scheduled him after me. And there's a chance Louisiana Tech could be ranked when they play him. This is a disaster. A disaster, folks. But what can you do? Man. Oh, boy. This is going to be a really small recruiting class. I feel like I'm not going to love that. For the sake of it, let's just look at the QBs. How far behind am I in the 3-star guys already? I'm not that far behind. Let's scout a couple. Never mind. If that, you know what? I have determined the QB class is not for me. Small sample size or whatever, but who cares? Oh boy, that's hilarious. All right, Southern Carolina, South Carolina. They beat Memphis. Oh, poor Memphis. They have South Carolina, us, and then Pitt is out of conference. Good luck with that. They beat Memphis and they just beat number 4 A&M. It can be done. There's their QB doing JUCO. Justin Hester. It's pretty good so far. We might become a really heavy passing team with the injury to DeAndre. We'll see. All right, we're at home, but South Carolina is favored. We have 2 recruits visiting, Alex Berry and Roger Navarrete, both JUCOs, both 5-star, and both somewhat interested in South Carolina. So we'll see if we can get their signature. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't enjoy playing South Carolina much. They keep beating me. It's very upset because 2032 is when I joined. So they've beaten me 3 times. And I've only been able to score double-digit points once. I don't like South Carolina. So we'll see if we can buck the trend here. They elect to receive. The AI almost universally receives. What a terrible kick return. He only returned it 9 yards. 3rd and 1. I mean, you already know I'm sending the blitz. They got the yard. My lack of D line does come back to bite me in moments like that. They convert on 3rd and 7. Not great. You going to convert on this 3rd and 7? Yes, they do. Also, to date this recording, I just got a pop-up that the Dolphins fired Mike McDaniel. Yeesh. That also means 8 NFL teams are currently without a coach. That's a fourth of the league. Man. I would think they stick with him. But what do I know? I'm getting... Oh, they dropped the 3rd down conversion. That's rough. All right. Well, Brian Eccles, you are now our cowbell running back. Good luck, buddy. Felipe Brinkley, I mean, I don't expect much. Just don't fumble the game away as he gets a 5-yard reception. That'll play. I was about to say I'm just going to dink and dunk my way to victory. And then Roy Cobb caught a 31-yard route. That'll do. And Gavin Butler touchdown on the curls. We have the lead. They convert on 3rd and 5. I'm going to blitz on 3rd and 2. I accept they have 4 guys wide, but we got this. Never mind, they got 10 yards. They even ran it. We couldn't even stop the run when we blitz everybody. There we go. 2 backwards plays. Incomplete. They punt. That was huge. Oh, man. Our defense bends. On occasion, they break. But they will bend. Now, I went for it on 4th and 1 at a similar yardage against Mizzou, and I was rewarded for my brazen behavior. However, against South Carolina, I flew too close to the sun. They get the stop and unfortunately find themselves at our 2-yard line and score. All right. Well, that backfired spectacularly, but then Aiden Page got a 31-yard reception, so it's fine. Brinkley had a good run in there and a good pass reception. Look at him. There we go. Eccles gets me in the red zone. 1st and goal at the 2. Oh, no. We're going backwards. Palmer is strip sack. Man, this guy did not turn the ball over at all last year. So far, he's turned it over thrice in as many games. There we go. 2 straight sacks. We have very good field position. I am looking at the clock, though. 3rd and 4. Let's throw it. Incomplete. Man, that hurt. Curl flats works, though. We're in the red zone. The run worked. We're at the 12. Let's go. Or excuse me, we're at the 7. There we go. Brian Eccles runs it in. We're up top. They punt. All right. We're up by 7, and we have the ball. And we have a red zone turnover. And their only points are when I foolishly went for it on 4th and 1 from essentially my own red zone. So, we're looking pretty good so far. 3rd and 2, I'm going to run it. It worked. The RPO bubble screen worked. Oh, Brian went backwards. I'm going to punt that. If it was the other side of the 50, I'd go for it easy. But I learned from my mistakes. 3rd and 10. And they get it. Man. Yep. All right. They tied up. We could not stop them that drive. Thank you for Verts. That was terrifying. We get the conversion there. Thank you, McMillan. Our run game has died. I'm going to pass it on 3rd and 2. If it's an incompletion, I go for it. It is an incompletion. I am going for it. We don't get it. I needed 2 yards. He only got me 1. But they punt. Okay. I feel like if we end up losing this game, it's going to be very annoying because we should have won. Just with how our offense is playing. They're getting us on a couple plays. Yeah, I mean, Eccles isn't doing great. Let's try slants. There we go. That gets me 13. Eccles gets me 13 more, and then he gets me 0. Fair enough. 19-yard conversion. Huge. All right, I'm going to run it once to the outside. It worked. We're at the 5. And then Eccles goes backwards. He's killing me. There we go. Gregory touchdown pass off the slant. All right, we're up by 7. Defense, please. And they get 22 yards on 3rd down. Not good. They're driving with a will. That's clutch. Ben Schuler tackle for loss. Duh. They convert on 3rd and 5. They walk it in. Okay. I think realistically, our best hope at winning this game is scoring with 0 seconds left. Because I'm not saying I don't trust. Oh, brother. And Palmer is picked. Man. 3rd and 5. We still have a chance. We just need to stop them right here. And we do. They punt. Okay, nobody move. Let's all take a drink. All right, here we go. Minute 50. We have all our timeouts. Let's go get in field goal range with heavy rain and a He got strip sacked again. That's actually unbelievable. We get the tackle for a loss on 3rd down. They missed the field goal. Scenes. Nobody wants to win this game. It should end in a tie. It really should. Like, this game has zero business going to overtime and being in any way competitive. I'm going to try a wide receiver quick. 68-yard field goal. Folks, does he have it in him? No. And then we get an interception, I guess, at the end there. Who got the pick? Oh, it doesn't tell me. Or was it a lie? Was it a false pop-up? Come on. Wait, didn't that already happen? No. Okay. So it did happen. It just didn't show up in the log. Fair enough. All right, we go to overtime. I always prefer to go on defense first. We're going to start on defense because, similarly in cricket, why I would prefer to bowl first is I know exactly what target I need to hit when I'm on offense. Third and 1, we're going to send the blitz. We stop him. Zachary Case, you beautiful man. Okay. Field goal ties it up. Touchdown, we win. Second and 4, I'm going to run it once. Third and 3, we are passing for obvious reasons. We convert. We're at the 13. That run got me nowhere, man. Where's Z shallow cross? 3 yards. Incomplete. All right, we kicked the field goal too. Second round of OT. Deep passes are nerfed. Second and 4, let's run it. There we go. We get the conversion. Second and 3 at the 5. Third and 2 at the 4. First and goal at the 1. QB sneak it in. I am going to kick the extra point. Had I been on offense second and tied it there, I would have gone for 2 to walk it off. But I think our defense is doing okay. Third and 10. Fourth and 6. Here we go. South Carolina needs a touchdown or a conversion. And they don't get it. We beat South Carolina. Folks, even when we shoot ourselves in the foot, the leg, and the spleen, we managed to win. God, that was terrible. We had 3 turnovers, failed to convert 2 fourth downs, couldn't run the ball to save our life, and came away with the win. Man alive. Wow. That was a game. In the rain, too. Miserable. I attempted a 68-yard field. Even when, for those who didn't watch, I guess this would have been 2 episodes ago, when we faced Alabama in the playoff, I scored a touchdown off a Hail Mary. So we've done it before, but I still decided a 68-yard field goal would be more plausible. Oh, man. What a wild game. And it wasn't even that high scoring until the overtime because both offenses kept turning it over. Or I suppose in South Carolina's case, they just couldn't get points on the board. I mean, Brinkley did really well. He averaged 4.2 yards a carry. Eccles just had so many runs of like 0 yards. But we get the win. We're 3-0, everybody. Doing pretty well for ourselves here. Look at us. We've upset JMU. We beat Mizzou. And now we upset South Carolina. Hey, we're finally ranked. Thanks, committee. Uh-oh. Tennessee's 1-2. They lost to Jacksonville State. Okay, this could be the year to beat Tennessee. This could be the one. Oh boy. Wait, Bama's 2-0. Did they have a week 3 bye? Oh, that's hideous. I would hate that. I think the ideal bye for me is either week 7 or week 8. I think my preference is probably 8 on balance. But I'll take what I can get. All right, let's look at the recruiting visit results. We got 800 points for Barry and 1,000 for Roger. Just sign on the dotted line, dude. That's awesome. That's a 5-star JUCO recruit that we are going to get guaranteed. That's huge. And then we leapfrog ahead of Washington. They did offer money for Barry, which he does care about a lot. So that is something to keep an eye on. That's awesome. All right. Anybody else want to schedule, or have I gotten everyone? Looks like I've gotten everyone. I am catching Mizzou for Newkirk. UC offered a scholarship for Roy. This is also where prioritizing coordinators that give me recruiting pitch boosts comes in really clutch. Getting that 50-point boost for a lot of these guys. All right, so I looked at the previous QB list and it was very depressing. Let's look again. Let's just, how far behind am I on this guy? 600? I can make up the difference if he's good. Whoa. He wants to be a star. No. Nah. I mean, he wants to be a star. He never would with us. Gibson wants to be a star. I just think QB is not in our cards here. Let me look at Palmer's stat line for a second. So his completion percentage is good, 71%. He's averaged 730 yards in 3 games, which is good. Yeah, everything's good except he's turning the ball over more. Like he had 4 picks all of last season. He has 3 after 3 games. He had 3 fumbles all of last season. He already has 2. So I'd like to fix that, man. Carlo Mann wants more playing time. All right, we're going to go to 3 running backs. I also think going to 3 running backs is the correct decision because I have a feeling Eccles kind of got ran into the ground against South Carolina. And so I want to see against a team like Memphis if going back to 3 running backs helps spell them a bit. When do I get Pierce back? Oh, next week. Sweet. All right, let's just advance through the bye. We get Pierce back, which is good. Though, I mean, Gist did pretty good, the freshman. So we'll see. And then I can also look at everyone who's complaining about playing time now. Here's it. You were injured, Diego. Shut up. How'd Gist do? 4 tackles, 3 for a loss, got a sack, 3 pressures. It's pretty good. Jasper Rice, though, he's got 8 tackles, 2 for a loss. Yeah, Case hasn't been great. What's he? Is he 40? I might keep it like this for now, but I'll take a look. All right, who is all complaining about playing time? Give me the list. Oh, good. My backup kicker. Please. So Covington wants to play. I'm redshirting him. I don't think I want to play him. Like right now, he would play over Jonah Orr. I don't think he'd play over Malachi Austin, maybe, but even then, how's Orr been doing? 3 pancakes, no sacks. I'd like to keep. See, I don't really want to go any more than 8 linemen, but Sergio Mitchell, but Mitchell and Powers are both going to be pretty good, I think. So I might play the kids, which is harsh on Jonah Orr. I'm going to flip Powers and him. Do I want to go to 10? I don't want to go to 10. I'll keep it like that and see. Who else? Diego Pierce, he was injured. Brady Poon has to get over it. I'll promise him more playing time. Connor Fry, I don't care about. Christian, shut up. Sergio Mitchell, Carol Malta. Okay. Yeah. So a lot of it's just unhappy O linemen, which I get. I understand. It does annoy me a little bit, but I understand. Uh-oh. Iowa State had a pretty good visit for Roy, and Cincinnati is putting on the press for Jeremy Roy. Not that I love Jeremy Roy. He has A minus potential, but he also has 58 pass block. So it might take like 4 years until that pass block is serviceable. So I'm definitely not going to offer money for him. But I do have the third recruiting visit. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, we're falling. I have fallen behind on all but 7 of these recruits. We may need to. Let's do a little bit of dumpster diving, as it were, for some 2-star guys. 2 stars. There would be ahead on me specifically. Let me look at O lineman, D lineman. Just depressing already. I've even started looking. I mean, what's that run block? I've seen worse. Yeah, this is just grim. I mean, no. The only thing he's got going for him is his block shed, and his potential isn't even good enough to fix anything else. Yeah. I'll go for the 2-star kid in Harrison Meadows. B potential is literally my threshold. Actually, I'm not going to offer him a scholarship yet in case the potential is worse after I scout him one more time. All right. This could be like a record low recruiting class for us, which again is fine. I have 32 freshmen. So that is what it is. All right. Good news. We are 3-0. Bad news. Our offense is a little scary with the turnovers. All right, Memphis, you're 2-2. Lost to SoCal, Tulane, but you shut out Charlotte and you beat Army. Fair enough. Oh my. Well, every part of their offense is bad except they never turn the ball over. To be fair, they're sixth in sacks, they're ninth in forced turnovers. Okay. Okay, Memphis. I still think I'm going to beat you by 20, but please don't pick off my QB. We're playing in Memphis. They have one recruit visiting, a linebacker that does not look very good. 2 years ago, we beat Memphis by 13. I expect to do better. Let's be frank. They are a one prestige school. So if we don't blow them out, I am very concerned. I will be disrespectful and send the blitz. All right, 3 and out. Very good. Play action. All right, we're going to win. 21-yard pass, first play of the game. Come on. What did I say, Memphis, about picking off my QB? Javier, did you not hear me? Oh, brother. That is somewhat concerning because the thing with Palmer last year is he was insanely efficient, never turned the ball over, classic game manager. So he already doesn't have a cannon. Like arm strength is not his thing. So if he starts turning it over, his profile gets a lot worse. 4th and 3, I'll kick a field goal. All right, Larson makes it. We're on the board. All right, they punt, and Gregory has a nice 28-yard return. Yeah, I think we found our return man. I love that I still love, he wants to win. He's at an Ohio State team that won the national title. Where does he go? Syracuse. Oh boy. Sometimes this game makes me laugh. And Eccles loses 3. He's killing me. There we go. Eccles gets me 4. And the Maurizio McMillan with the touchdown reception. Ah, they converted a third down. We suck. All right, they punt. All right, I think let's run the ball a bit. Never mind. And Palmer is sacked. Gregory, I just said we'd found our punt returner, and then you go and muff the punt. Oh, boy. And they missed the field goal. See? Look at the level of terrible play I'm dealing with. You know what? Fine, Verts. Send it. 30 yards to prick. Fair enough. Yeah. Really? There we go. Eccles runs it in for a touchdown. All right. This game is essentially over at halftime, which is good. Really? Felipe? Wow. There we go. Oh, boy. And Carlo Mann fumbled on, I believe, yeah, his third carry of the year. You complain about playing time, Carlo. I give you the ball and you fumble. To be clear, that is what just happened. Like, just so we're on the same page, shut up. All right, we punt. And Kellen Haney with the pick. Thank you, sir. 4 verts again. Aiden Page over the top. Maybe I'll just run the 4 verts offense. I do wonder where we rank in turnovers of an offense. Because usually we're pretty dang good. But this year we're just losing the ball left, right, and center. All right, quarter flips. The backups are now in on offense. So Carlo Mann is going to get a lot of run. We're going to see Talon Finley throwing the ball. Very good. $31-0. I would like the shutout. And 46-yard punt return. Look at Gregory. He won all SEC on for kick return. Let's bring him there. And we'll kick the field goal. No, they converted the 3rd and 2. Yeah, sweep. Hey, it worked. Look at us. Oh, Finley was sacked. How dare you? Throw it deep, Finley. He threw it 2 yards. I can't with this guy. He's killing me. And on that depressing note, all right, we won 34-0. That game was never really close at all, at any point. End of sentence. Again, I mean, Palmer had a pick. Carlo Mann had a fumble. Gregory fumbled a punt return. And we still won 34-0. What a time. Brinkley did not do well, which was a little worrisome. But I'm very afraid to look at the summary page to see how many turnovers we've had. We move. Oh, God. Firstly, I don't think we deserve to move up in the rankings after beating Memphis, but so be it. Second of all, we just lost. Oh, boy. Okay, so this is very simple. Both the O linemen will just get flat out rested for a week. And then these boys can now play. Darren Allen getting hurt. Fair enough. I don't think, I mean, Zachary Case just hasn't been doing well. I'm going to drop him below both Pierce and Rice. Just can be 6. Brendan Doherty is never going to play. I wrote this guy a check for $860,000 in the transfer portal, and he's just sitting there. And Jasper Rice is just doing good. Like, he got 2 tackles for loss and a sack against Memphis. Yeah, the injuries are starting to pile up. All right, let's look. Summary page. How many turnovers? Oh, God. We're 120th in the country. It's fine. We have the best 3rd down conversion rate in the country. That'll do. Yeah, our run game is in the hundreds. That's a problem. I mean, let's be frank. It doesn't help that our best running back by a country mile is going to miss half the season. But Brinkley has not been good. Eccles, I think, has been okay, but the number of 0-yard rushes he has makes me want to cry. All right. Enough depressing news. So far in recruits, I have 19 total players on the list. I'm ahead of 7 those recruits. Yeah, we might be in serious trouble here. Oh, Georgia. See, this is stupid. You blow out a 1-3 ULM team by 30. and you get like 200 points and somehow a good game atmosphere, please. Yeah, UC really wants Roy. They keep offering him more money. Yeah, I think I'm not saying it's a recruiting disaster, but it's not that. 730 points because you beat South Alabama by 28. God, it must be nice to have a they have a B plus. This is stupid. Game atmosphere 320. Please. I'm insulted. Uh-oh. Like Rutgers beats an FCS team and they get 355 points. Silliness. Silliness, I say. All right. So I'm back on Two Star Island right now. Not a good island to be on. I would not recommend people come visit. Oh, yeah, right. I wanted a bit more passive scouting. I mean, the potential is a B, so sure. He's an O lineman. Let me add him to the Florida game. Florida also is no longer ranked. And yeah, we're going to offer these two. Yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Arkansas, however, is ranked. Look at them go. So let's see. We got Arkansas, Tennessee, Florida. So I think I'll play these three games, and then we'll stop for the Bama game. All right, Arkansas, who have you beat? Ohio, Mizzou, Mississippi State, and Marshall. You lost to Bama. God, you have a cupcake SEC schedule. I am so jealous. They have to play Bama, Auburn, and A&M. That's the only tough AISEC schools they got. They get Oklahoma, who's bad, LSU, who's average, Texas, who sucks, Mississippi State sucks. Mizzou, we've proven, can be beaten pretty easily. They're favored by 4.5 at home. Ooh, they have 10 recruits visiting. All right, including a 4-star running back who is not a running back. What? I mean, he's a wide. You know what? I'm not going to question. So far in the sim, I am 2-0 against Arkansas, and before I got here, Arkansas was 4-0 against Vandy. You're welcome, Vandy fans. All right, Tails, let's go. Success, we defer. More rain. God, it always rains. Hasn't been a dry game in years. You know what? That's what I get. They do an RPO, they get 41 yards on me. Fair enough. All right. They punt. Let's get him with the slant. Didn't work. There we go. Felipe gets me the first. And Brian Eccles goes backwards. Stop me if you heard that one before. There we go. Gavin Butler getting involved. He fumbled again. This man, I cannot stress enough, had 7 turnovers all of last season. So far, we are 5 games in. He is already at 7. Man, they convert on 3rd and 4. They tear the blitz to pieces. All right. Down by 7 to Arkansas. Not good. Hashtag analysis. 3rd and 1. I'm going to run it. Thank you. Incomplete, and sack. There we go. Defense gets the stop. Thank you. I knew I shouldn't have called that wide receiver quick screen. The instant I clicked it, I was like, this is going to go poorly. There we go. Thank you, 4 Verts, for the 30 yards. Oh, my God, Brian. I'm going to kick the field goal. I think it was 4th and 2, 4th and 1. I go for it, but I can't trust my running game to get me the 3 yards. And Alex Palmer is currently scaring me. That said, Arkansas is driving down the field with insane ease, though thank you just for the sack. And they get the touchdown. All right. We're going to need points here. 19-yard scramble is a pretty good start. 23-yard pass out of bounds is even better. Here we go. We're at the 12. We still have 2 timeouts. Run it. Oh, boy. If we don't get this here, we're doomed. There we go. QB sneak from Palmer. Very good. Why did I do that? Because now they're close to field goal range. There we go. Justin Ellis, pick 6, 71 yards to the house. And we get the ball to start the second half. What a swing. Down 14-3 with a minute 17 left. You look up and we put 14 points on the board. That's rough. I feel like if you're an Arkansas college student, you're at the game in the rain, heads are hot. All right, we got the first. Carlo Mann goes backwards, and again, he wonders why he doesn't play. In the red zone, I'm going to pass it once. It got me 2. I am going to do a goal line run from the 3. And it got me the 2 yards I needed, and Eccles runs it in. Okay. We're looking good. Defense gets a stop. We're in business. 3 and out. We're no longer in business. It's looking bad. Man. Miles Byron with a sack. That's huge. All right. They take the field goal. 7-point game. Oh, Palmer sacked on 2nd and 2. I should have just passed it. Oh, and now they muffed the punt. It can happen to the AI. Who knew? There we go. Conversion there. Nothing. We have to settle for another field goal. Be brave. All right, it worked. Elijah On got the sack, and they ran it 13 yards. All right, 3-point game, and Palmer is sacked again. Inside handoff there was bold. All right, Arkansas has a chance there. 3rd and 4. I am going to send a light blitz with a contain. And it worked. They punt. I don't know why in the world you would ever punt there. It's 4th and 1 with 3 minutes left. Realistically, if I get 2 first downs right here, the game is over. And I get one 11-yard conversion on 3rd and 5. I'm going to pass it on 3rd and 10. We only get 5 yards. I shall punt. All right, they have 30 seconds. Ball at their own 9. No timeouts. They immediately get 12 yards. And somehow only what? You're telling me, hold on. You're telling me it was, I guess it was a first down. But still, the clock should still run. 3rd and 1, last play of the game. Never mind. One more for all the marbles. Incomplete. Well, I think that was closer than it should have been. However, 1.6 rush yards per attempt is hideous. The loss of sack yardage doesn't help, but even then, Eccles averaged 2 yards a rush. So did Brinkley. So did Mann. Like, fundamentally, our offense is not functioning as it has in years past, and yet we're 5-0. Like, it really is kind of crazy. We had the turnover also. Does not help. But we're doing just enough to keep eking out wins. But eventually it's going to catch up to us. And it will probably catch up to us against Tennessee. Because, as discussed, I am physically incapable of beating that team in orange. I blame the fact that we never play them during rivalry week. We're ranked 9th. We are so not playing like a top 10 team. Oh boy. I mean, to be fair, we have beaten 11 JMU, 11 South Carolina, and 21 Arkansas, but I don't know if I'd put us top 10. Oh, Bama lost to A&M. Georgia lost to Mississippi State. Oh, Georgia, what happened? Oh, no. Oh, no. They fumbled. Mississippi State got the ball. They scored a touchdown a minute later. And then the Georgia QB got picked off in the end zone. Oh, Starkville was on fire after that one. Will the coach get fired? Maybe. But you know what? He's been there the whole time. What a win. All right. I can schedule a visit for Butler. I'll add him to the Florida contingent. We're only ahead on 9, guys. Well, you know what? Fair enough. Not only do they beat Baylor, they shut them out. 23 zip. We are now 2,000 points behind. Fair enough. I'll keep him on my target list until after the Florida game, just so I can see how many points I get in the visit. But fair enough, Cincinnati. You can have him. Man. I am also a little worried that to get some of these recruits, I may need to spend some of my NIL money, which I really don't want to do on recruits. But you never know. All right, my O line gets back to full health after the Tennessee game, which is good. Harris has one pancake, no sack. Mitchell, same. Orr has allowed a sack. I'm going to flip those two. Okay. Hello, Tennessee. My rival, my arch nemesis. 3-3, not looking too good. They lost to Jacksonville State, Georgia, and South Carolina. They beat Mississippi State, Louisiana, and LSU. I mean, they run the ball pretty good. They don't pass it well. They don't turn it over. It's like an okay defense. Interestingly, where do we rank in terms of sacks? We got 17. We're 11th in the country. It's not too. We're literally just being propped up by our defense right now. The turnover is killing us offensively. We're 109th in the country, for crying out loud. All right, Tennessee. We're playing them at Vandy. I got 3 recruits visiting in tight battles with each of them. So far, I beat Tennessee once. They have destroyed me every other time. And it is quite sad. But they're having a down year. So I think if there was a time, we need to take him here. No rain, finally. Clear skies. And Matthew Hussein with the interception of Romeo. Very good. Another turnover forced by the defense. We convert the 3rd and 1 by getting 1 yard. Should I complain? Maybe. Play action failed. Whoops. Surprisingly, I don't want to do a Hail Mary. There we go. Marcos Robertson gets me to the 21. Butler gets me to the 10. Page to the 4. Echoes to the end zone. We're on the board. 3rd and 2. Let's blitz. Get them. Yeah, they got 2 yards. And another pick. Calvin Beasley this time. Very nice. Good run from Brinkley. I accept that says -3 yard run by Brian Eccles, but like, does it have to say that? Can it just not? It's already the 2nd quarter, and I feel like nothing has happened to this game because we keep getting the ball with really good field position because they turn it over. But so far, we only got 1 touchdown to show for it. There we go. We get the conversion off hitches. A personal favorite play of mine. Van gets me to the red zone. Incomplete. Field goal for us. Nah. Who knew that calling the same defense 3 plays in a row would backfire? Ooh, they're going for it on 4th and 2. I'm blitzing. There we go. Incomplete. Samuel Baird with the deflection. 4th and 1 midfield. You already know. There we go. QB sneak gets me there. Our defense is doing really good. Our offense, I would like to get in the end zone here. There we go. I'm going to switch to normal on the clock. Run it once. Call a timeout. Let's switch to up tempo. Incomplete pass. And Brian Eccles runs it in. 17-0. And we get the ball. Beautiful. We're looking good. We are on our way to a win over the rival and a decent amount of donor money also. There we go. For Verts. All right. I flew a bit too close to the sun on that one. We convert on 3rd and 8. What's our third down conversion rate right now? 8 for 11. That'll do. There we go. 1st and goal at the 3. Roy Cobb touchdown pass. Folks, we finally have a game where everything is clicking. And then Tennessee rattles off a 40-yard slant. Oh, why? Why do I speak? There we go. Ben Little sends them back. And Enrique Vincente sends them back again. Pitiful. And yeah, now I'm just going to run the ball, run the ball. Felipe, you hurt me. Cover 1 there on 3rd and 7. Probably not the right call, but it's fine. All right, they got their touchdown. It's only a 13-point game as they go for 2, so not out of here yet. I think a nice long drive with a score, it's ball game. 4th and 4 at the 42 is a little rich. I think I'll punt. All right, incomplete on 3rd and 8. 19-yard punt return. Remember like 3 minutes ago when I said we finally have like a complete nice game offensively? Our defense has since surrendered 11 points, and Palmer has his interception. 3rd and 4, I am not going to blitz. They only got a yard. 4th and 3, I will blitz. All right, they turn it over. As I was saying, long drive, 1 score, we win the game. What, a 49-yard field goal? Honestly, yeah, I'd rather go for it. The hitches works. Gonna run it a bit. 4th and 1 at the 5. Let's just kick the field goal. Let them have a couple extra plays. There we go. And Ben Schuler gets a pick on the final play. Well, that looked a little scary for a second. Yeah, our 3rd down efficiency fell off a cliff in that late second half. Yeah, like we scored to go up 24-0 with 7 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Our offense did nothing after that until that final drive that ended the game. And again, Palmer threw his pick. Like, man, Eccles he had 21 carries, 2.4 yards average. My kingdom for a better running back room. But alas, we beat our rival, so I should be happy, but I'm not. We're undefeated. We're 6-0. And yet, like I can feel it. I can feel the collapse coming. We are the Chicago Bears. We're the Chicago Bears. That's who we are. Oh, Roy Cobb's hurt. That's a problem. Yes, 25 targets. I'm just going to rest him for 2 games. Or actually, now that I look at my wide receiver depth, maybe I won't, because Nah, I mean, I'll just have Fry or Boyd be depth. Everyone else can move up. I'm really glad that Damian Perry isn't complaining about not playing. I was worried about that. All right, and then my O line is healthy again. So let's get this figured out. First of all, Compton, how many sacks have you allowed? Zero. Very good. Let's move him back up to say four. Hillman, same question. Hillman has allowed two. Austin, how about you? Austin's also allowed two, in which case I like Hillman more. Griffin. Griffin's allowed three. Yeah, now Jonah Orr is complaining. I think what I'm honestly gonna do is just not play Powers and Mitchell and probably offer them more playing time because I'm losing my 1 to 4 O line group. So, assuming I bring in one or two let's say I bring in one transfer, promise these two more playing time. That's 4, 3. Yeah, that should be enough spots. Desmond Cunnington will also play, but you guys should be able to find a role. I think Xavier Powers, I definitely want to keep. Sergio Mitchell, we'll see. I'll see how Malachi Austin does down the stretch. I might move him down a little. We'll see. And just do a quick position by position. So man's complaining. I'm gonna be honest, dude. Like I'm gonna remove Eccles as short yardage back. I'll keep him on third down. So I don't think I want Brinkley out there on third down anyway. But yeah, that's set. Wide receiver Connor Fry, I don't care. You can transfer, buddy. It's okay. Tight end Christian Van. I mean, tight ends are just never gonna play in the air raid, so it's fine if he, you know, walks. D line, everyone is happy. Linebacker, everyone's happy. Corner, Beasley's unhappy. Yeah, I mean, my back end corners just aren't playing. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drop it back down to 5. Beasley's in for Combs, and we'll see what happens. If Beasley is still getting torched, then I flip him out. But I don't think 6 corners is working. Safety, everyone is happy, including 80 overall JUCO Xander Richard. Me redshirting an 80 overall still feels a little silly, but like there's no point in wasting a year of his eligibility when he's a backup. When I have Almanza, who he can do the job, Maximus Ferreira is getting torched quite a bit. He has allowed 4 or 5. Let's swap him and Ishmael. We'll make that decision. And then Brady wants to transfer. He's going to be my starting kicker next year anyway, so that doesn't matter. This season alone, through 6 games, Blaine has kicked as many extra points as he did both year 1 and 2 with me. Man, our offenses. We're scoring. We're turning the ball over a ton, but we're scoring. Okay. Oh yeah. Visit results. We got 700 for Wells, 1,000 for Felipe, which is huge because Tennessee already had their visit. 800 for Drew Ritchie. Finally, some good news. Ah, so Bama got 1,000 because they just beat Georgia. Fair enough. Yeah, I have a feeling a lot of the guys on the second page are not going to be long for my list, but we'll see. I mean, I haven't had that many recruiting visits yet. So if our good fortune continues and say we beat Florida, if we beat A&M, we're going to be swimming. I am, however, slightly worried on that front. It looks like everyone here will get pretty easily. Memphis hasn't had their visit with Holder, but I'm not all that worried about that. What I need is I need A&M to keep winning so that it can be a top 10 matchup. So if they could beat Mizzou and Mississippi State, that'd be great. All right, final game of the episode today. We're going to take on Florida. That way I can open next episode with the always terrible and tragic Bama. Man. Bama, Auburn, A&M, Georgia to close. I'm so scared. What's our strength of schedule so far this year? 16. Well, okay. I guess to be fair, like Tennessee fell out of the rankings. Florida. All right, so Florida, they beat Tulsa, they killed them. Beat Oklahoma, lost to Auburn, Georgia, beat Arkansas State, beat Texas. They beat South Carolina, so South Carolina is no longer ranked. They're kind of falling a bit. How's Texas doing? Oh, they're 1-5, and their only win is against Coastal Carolina. I was on record as saying last season, after they went 5-7 and missed a bowl, that I would have taken the Texas job if offered. But they've never fired this guy. Like, they're 1-5 and still have to face like every other average SEC team. Surely, the coach of Texas doesn't survive like a 4-8 season or 3-9. Sure. All right, let's play Florida. We're in Nashville and they're favored. I am insulted. Okay, we have 8 recruits visiting, of which I assume we're not going to get Williamson. Definitely not going to get Roy. But Campbell, Morocho, Stone, O'Connor, we're still in the fight for. So far in the sim, we beat Florida last year. And that was a big game, too, because Florida was ranked. But then annoyingly, they beat us when they were 0-3 a couple years ago. So we'll see how we do here. Florida calls heads. Don't they know tails never fails? The ironclad rule. Oh, man, they won. Ooh. They elected to defer. Anybody else a little scared? The AI always receives. All right, fine. That just means we need to score early. 4 verts. 13 yards, I'll take it. Brian Eccles had a good run. I think we're destined for the championship. There we go. 16-yard pass to Gambos. Keep it moving. And Felipe Brinkley. Welcome to Vandy. 34-yard touchdown run. We're up 7-0, everybody. Third and 7. I'm staying in man. Incomplete. They punt. Okay. 3rd and 3. I'm going to run it. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Aiden. Thank you, Felipe. Look at Felipe. We're doing good. That was a bad choice of designed QB runtime. 3rd and 5 at the 18. I'm going to do hitches. And we get 6 yards. Thank you, Marcos Robertson. 2nd and 4 at the 6. I'm going to pass it. Incomplete. All right, we're going to run it on 3rd down. Then, depending on what happens, go for it on 4th. 4th and 2 at the 4. Think I go for it. Argument being, even if I don't get it, Florida still has to drive 90 plus yards for a touchdown. I'm going to go for it. I am going to run it. I'm going to get a little cheeky and try an outside zone. No dice. Carlo Mann came in and only got me a yard. Good God. All right, now we're just going to blitz them. All right, they lost 1. They got 3. And then they got a conversion on 3rd down. It's all falling apart. Never mind, they punted. We're okay. Carlo Mann came in for that run. I don't love that he was the guy on 4th down. But so be it, as Carlo Mann gets me 4 yards there. We're moving again. And like our offense is moving the football, which is encouraging. McMillan gets me 9 on 3rd down. Thank you, sir. 3rd and 3. I am going to pass it. Incomplete. We'll kick a field goal. All right. 10-0. We're looking really good so far. Defense forces a 3 and out. Once again, I'm going to say the sentence that doomed us for an entire quarter last game. As long as we don't turn the ball over, I think we'll be okay. We convert 3rd and 7. The play action never fails. Aiden Page. See, even the bubble screen is working. Like, at a certain point, Florida, you just have to admit, you have no chance. Felipe Brinkley to the 5. I'm just going to run it in. Maybe. There we go. Carlo Mann touchdown. 17-0. Uh-oh. The Florida offense has arrived. I mean, I'm going to go for points. Mine as well here. There we go. The AI finally got the clue of what I've been doing. 2 timeouts left. Only 20 seconds, though, which isn't great. They got us. Deep attack is nerfed. No matter. Incomplete. All right. 17-0. Florida does start with the ball. We're averaging 6 yards a rush. They've only had 5 minutes of offense in that whole first half. Oh, man. That'll do. They do get the conversion there. That was a bad blitz call by me on 3rd and 5. Oh, boy. All right. They walked down the field and got a touchdown. Let's reset a little bit. Brian Eccles loses 2, but then he gets me 4. But then we're sacked. Okay. Engage 8 worked. And Florida punts once again. All right. Play action did not work that time. 3rd and 1. Send it. Didn't work. Yep. All right. Florida cuts it to 3. All right. We're in the race. And Eccles goes backwards, but We get 5 when we need 5. Let's take our time here. We're still going to be run heavy. There we go. Maxwell Welch, the backup tight end, getting me 15. Everybody's stepping up against Florida today. 2nd and 10. Let's try levels. There we go. McMillan gets me 12. We're knocking on the door. I do not love 3rd and 6 from the 7, I must say. Incomplete. Should I have ran it there to try to make a 4th and short? Maybe. I'll take the kick. Go up by 6. No, they passed out of the high formation. 4th and 5. They're going for it here. And they don't get it. Incomplete. That's huge. I think a score here, we win the game. Let's run the ball, though. Take some clock with us. There we go. 15 yards from Brinkley. We're at the 4. And it's a touchdown from Eccles. 2-point conversion. We'll do hitches. Doesn't work. All right, 12-point game. The engage 8 worked. Who knew? I should have called it again. And a strip sack. Calvin Beasley strips him. Enrique Vincente recovers. I am going to kneel down. We are 7-0 and have defeated Florida at home. They only had 5 minutes offense in the first half, only 12 minutes in the second half. That'll do. No turnovers from our offense. Very, very good. Felipe Brinkley, 15 carries, 128 yards. Every running back got a touchdown. Very, very good. We got the win. We're 7-0. We might also have gotten our first commits after those visits. Yep, we do. It's the 2 stars. We're 7-0. We are ranked 5 in the 5th in the country. And no top recruits want me. We're ranked higher than Bama. They suck. They arguably have a better schedule than we do in terms of results. All right, let me clear those guys off the list. All right, official results. 935 for a lot of them. 760 for Morocho. So we're behind Stanford still. Yeah, 960 from Roy. We're not getting him. 600 behind for Williamson. Let's do a little bit of thinking. So Roy, we're not getting. Good luck. Have fun in Cincinnati. Williamson, they've offered 920,000 to. He only cares about money a little bit. So if I were to offer him a cool $1 million and do my best pitch, that gets me 803 points. I mean, he might be worth $1 million. Like, he's got A minus potential. I don't really care that he wants to be a star because he's pretty well rounded. I think the only big issue is right now all he has his hat to hang on is his speed, which is 78 and 80 man. But if the pursuit or the defensive IQ The tackling never moved, then you're in a bit of trouble. I don't know if he's worth 1 million. I think what I'll do is I'll leave the money off the table for now and I'll see what kind of pitches Bama does and go from there. Harmon, obviously, we're still going to fight for because we have the next visit against A&M. So we're going to do the best pitches we can for these guys. Stanford, I assume, offered money. They did. Do I want to offer money to Morocho? He doesn't value it that much. And, like, there's not a huge difference between him and Man. But I am losing at least one running back. So might not be a bad idea to get Morocho in the building with some money. But if I'm going to get Aiden Walls, and it looks like I am, I don't think I want to offer money Morocho, so I don't think I will. Which means I'm probably not going to get him, but who knows? Maybe Stanford. Who are they playing? Oregon. If they get blown up by Oregon or something, then we'll see. I think one of my chief complaints about this game is I wish recruits committed a lot sooner than they do. Like, realistically, all of these five guys, they've done all their visits, the exception of Brady with me, but they've done all their visits. All the other teams are 1,000 points behind. None of the other teams are really that interested. So I wish they'd just sign. It'd be nice to not have to worry about. Barry, I might offer money, but it might just be insurmountable. We'll see. We shall see. But that is where I am going to end this episode. We are 7-0. I think we looked a little shaky in the beginning, especially with the turnovers, but that's settled a little. We've beaten South Carolina, Arkansas, Tennessee, Florida. All really good teams, but without question, 4 of our next 5 games are against the best teams in the country. I know Georgia, I mean, they've had a bad year. They've already have 3 losses, but presumably they're going to run the table until we face them. So it could legitimately be 4 top 10 matchups that we're about to have down the stretch, which is nuts. But we'll see. I mean, right now, also, the other issue with the realignment is I am in a division with Bama, Auburn, and Georgia. So my margin of error for an SEC loss is paper thin. We'll see what happens. I'm a little worried. But hey, we're 7-0. A bowl game is guaranteed. I think making the playoffs, we'll see. Like, I think if we take 2 losses, we're okay. 3, we probably run into the same situation we did last year, where we were the last team in facing the number 5 team who beat us. So I'd like to avoid that. But thank you all for watching. We were able to make quite a bit of headway this episode. We're 7-0. Looks like we're starting to get Vandy to the heights that we thought we'd be able to do when we took the job. It's taken a little bit of work. We kind of backslid in year 3, but years 4 and 5 have proven to be very, very successful for us. So I thank you all for watching. See you next time.